This small TCU battery disabled emergency and safety features on my BMW X7. Let's replace it, figure out why it happens, and hopefully fix the issue. What am I talking about exactly? Well, let me show you. So let's jump in the car and you'll see exactly what I mean. So first thing, when we get in the car, the first thing we see is that we have a message now on the dash saying emergency call system malfunction. Obviously not great. Now if you go home and look at the map is no longer accurate and it doesn't even show up on the dash here anymore. So when I'm driving, there's just a blank screen. And yeah, it just has a very incorrect guess of where I'm actually at. I am not in this area at all, so that's completely incorrect. The SOS button, that's no longer working. So if the vehicle were to get into an accident or something like that, it would not contact emergency services or any of those BMW features. So yeah, that definitely sucks and makes me kind of feel unsafe to drive the vehicle. On top of that, I cannot connect to the vehicle using my phone. So I can no longer remote start it. I cannot see the location. I cannot see any information. I cannot remote control it. I can't see the 3D view, like nothing. So it just does not connect to the vehicle. Obviously not great, so we have to fix it. Well, it's a few weeks later, and that was the original intro and plan that I recorded when I was sure that the battery was the problem. Turns out the issue was much bigger than that. But for now, let's jump back to the original footage where I show you how to get to the module and the module battery, as it's still very relevant to this video. Then we'll talk about what was the real issue as well as what it took to get it fixed. The very unfortunate thing about this car is that the telematics control unit, or the TCU unit, is actually located somewhere here. It doesn't actually specify anywhere in the internet that I've checked. I'm hoping it's just going to be here under the headliner and I can easily get to it. But if we look at the actual steps that BMW tells us to do, it tells us to remove the D and C pillar plastic, so remove all of that stuff in order to actually drop the entire headliner down just a few inches. It's saying like 10 to 12 inches, and put it on the seats, and then you should be able to have access to that unit. Now you will need, depending on your vehicle, either this one, the one that ends in 994 battery, or I'm going to put another part number in the description in case your vehicle is a little bit older. So I couldn't figure out which one is which actually, so I had to go to the dealer to have them tell me which one actually is for the VIN number, because it was very difficult to figure out, because both batteries would show as correct for this vehicle even though the pins were slightly in a different position. This is the 6-volt battery, and this car is a 2020 manufactured in late 2020. So if your car is similar or newer, you're probably going to be using this newer TCU battery. But anyway, let's see what it takes to get it replaced. To remove this entire copper, we have to remove a screw that's under this airbag plastic piece, and then there's 5 or 6 clips that are holding it in. It's going to be a T30 Torx socket. There it is. Maybe I should replace these speakers, put some Alpha 1s in here. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so the C pillar is exactly the same thing. We're going to remove the airbag cover, the little trim piece. Might be actually easier to just stick your finger behind and pull it out like that. And now we have the screw in the back again. Okay, so apparently there's 2 clamps right here. So there's these metal clips that are holding it in right there. But you can't kind of push them down unless you do all of this crap. I mean, they might have a special tool for this, but come on. It's a dome light. How hard should it be to remove? There it is. Wow. Well, it fell apart. Shit. All right, so I put these little rubber domes back in so the buttons can still work. Here's the PCB. No worries, everything's fine, but yeah, that's a pretty dumb design in my opinion. And the reason we were trying to do all of that is because there is a bolt up there. Okay, let's see if we can lower it a little bit. This is very unpleasant to do. Doesn't feel right. Well, I'm not getting enough clearance and I'm starting to bend the headliner, which is not going to be good. Already kind of doesn't look good on this part right here. So it's definitely a good idea to remove the handles over here. So it just pulls out. Now we got to use a screwdriver, and there's a little slot here that unlocks it. There's one on top and one on the bottom. I believe the bottom one's the one that we need. There you go. So you got to do both at the same time, top and bottom. There you go. So it kind of goes in like that. You can see both of them. All right, so after removing the handles, I went through this control panel hole and unlocked it from these 4 points. So there's one here, one there, and 2 more here. Looks like I broke this one, or at least it slipped off. But at least I should have much more access to the TC unit that's just about there. Coming from the back, I think we have a better view. There it is. That's the little door that we have to open to replace the battery, just right there. So I'm just gonna remove it from the space. So you push it in, and then there you go. So you just push this, and then it unlocks. Push it towards the front of the car. And now I should have a little bit more space to get my tool in. Of course, make sure you disconnect both batteries before you start disconnecting the little battery in the TCU unit. And this one as well. This is in the trunk. This is the smallest Torx socket I have. It's a T8 and it seems to be working, so. There it is. Oh my God, that was way too much effort. Okay, so let's put the new one in. Okay, well, that was an easy part. Can put this back, make sure nothing gets disconnected, and give it a test. Unfortunately, testing didn't go as expected, and the warning messages as well as the codes on the vehicle remained. I tried clearing the codes and resetting the module, but did not make any progress. That's when I decided to remove the module from the vehicle and take it apart. Why would I do that? Well, this module is located right under the shark fin where it connects to the antennas, and those are known to leak. The outside of the module looked just fine, but when I took off the plastic, I found a ton of corrosion, so clearly the water has gotten in at some point. At this point, I knew I would have to put the car back together and go to the dealer, as these are pretty much impossible to program at home. What we can do very easily at home is make our car smell amazing with the Daily Lab car diffuser set. I got this gift bag with a few items in it. After opening the first box, we can find the Aroma Stick car fragrance diffusers, as well as the box with a couple of packs of refills for a total of 4. I must say the presentation is pretty great on this item, and I can see how this would make an amazing gift for someone that loves their car. Once put together, we can insert these into the air vent on the car, and I'm happy to report that they smell amazing. The scent is subtle and gently fills the car with a lemony, citrusy, and grapefruit-like fragrances. In fact, my wife complimented how nice the car smelled as soon as she entered the vehicle. Of course, if you prefer a different scent, there are a few unique ones available to order on their website. In fact, that's what I have in the second box here. Samples of all the flavors you can order. I like the very minimalistic design, and it doesn't hurt that they look like jewelry in the car either. Check out the links in the description for more information. So while the TCU battery has a 4 to 5 year lifespan, and I still think it's a terrible design to have a battery that needs to be replaced, especially under a headliner right here that takes 2 to 2.5 hours to get to. In my case, it was not actually the issue. My issue here was a bad seal under the shark fin just on top of the roof. And of course, that's why the module got wet. Water got into it through that shark fin. Luckily, my car was only a few miles over 50,000 miles, so the dealer covered the repair, but otherwise it would have been a $3,000 to $4,000 dealer visit. Here is the paperwork from the dealer and all that they had to do in order to replace the module and program it properly. Obviously, this was done basically for free. I only paid $80 as this was done by the goodwill of the dealer. So if you have a good relationship with them and explain your situation, they are willing to work with you and help you out, of course, if the vehicle is newer and close to their warranty, or just about to run out of warranty, or just ran out of warranty rather. The part itself was $627, and the $80 I paid was the tax on the parts. All of the labor was free. This might be hard to see, but on top of their work, I added a bead of sealant around the shark fin for extra protection. Now, I know it doesn't look good, but it should be functional. I will be cleaning up the extra sealant around to make it look a little bit better, but luckily it's so high up on this vehicle. From here, you can't really see anything, and it will add that extra protection, which is what I'm looking for. Lastly, how do you know if you have a bad battery or a bad module like I had here? Unfortunately, that's difficult to tell, as I was still able to connect to the module with a scanner and perform a reset. However, what led me to believe that it was the unit and why I tore it apart was because one of the codes said no current coding data stored, which essentially indicated that the module was no longer coded to the vehicle and was only partially functional, which would not happen with a bad battery. On that note, whether you just need to replace the battery or get to the module for troubleshooting, I hope this video has helped you get there. It's a shame that shark fins aren't sealed as well as they could be from factory and cause this amount of damage. But at least BMW is taking care of these issues and taking responsibility. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!